5 years ago, I was playing a lot of FIFA, smoking with my mates, go to the skate park, not really being productive, but I just don't think that there were things that, as I've got older, they were what I expected life to be like at that point, really. I didn't feel like I was achieving the things that I was capable of achieving. Change for me certainly came about during COVID. I just found this massive sort of a sense of adventure back about it, just exploring and being on my bike. The effort that I'm putting on the turbo and doing the interval sessions is what pays dividends when I'm actually out riding my bike. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to do what I did up Norwood. I'd say I'm certainly trying to find where my limit is and want to find something that's gonna make me into a shell of a human at some point. I want to do something that I feel very, very close to breaking when I'm doing it. At what point is it gonna work? Can you keep going through it? That's when it becomes fun in a weird way. That's the bit that you're working towards. The Everest kind of came around as a culmination of me wanting to see what I could achieve and how far I'd come in the past sort of 3 to 4 years riding a bike. I think it's good to have something to work towards, a challenge in mind, and that's what that was for me. And there were certainly moments leading up to it where I was like, oh, is this something that I can do? Is it an unattainable goal? But it was definitely worth the risk of trying to do. When I went into it, I was expecting it to hurt at some point. That's the bit that you're waiting for. Yeah, it was hard and you are sort of counting down and ticking the numbers off, but ultimately that was made so much easier by having a support team around me and people that were riding it with me. I can't stress that enough. I got to about 40 and I started to feel a little bit uncomfortable. I remember Jordan coming out at me and just the bottom bit, I just remember looking at him going, this sucks. It was at that moment that I was like, this isn't good. If this gets worse, I'm gonna really struggle. Fortunately, there were so many people that came out at me after that, and I remember riding the last 10 with a group of people, and all the people there just made it so much easier. The last 2 that I did on my own was the moment that I realized that it was gonna happen. There was so much before that where there's so much that can go wrong. I remember turning around, going back for my 50th, going down the hill to come back up to do the 51st one. All the doubt that I had previously just evaporated and I couldn't wait to get back up and see everyone at the top. I probably am trying to prove something, probably to myself. There's probably an element where I feel like I've wasted a bit of time and now it's like playing catch up a little bit. I've lived such a privileged life and it gets to the point where it's almost like, see what you can do, see how uncomfortable you can deal with being when you've had everything your own way all your life. I think things like this for me are an opportunity to prove to myself that if I set my mind to a task, I can do it without having some sort of outside support. Yeah, I know people were there to help me and to spend time with me doing it. Not everyone can do these things, and I'm very fortunate that I've got the capabilities to do them. It's the first thing that I feel like I've ever had that's giving me back what I put into it. Cycling's rewarded me in ways that I never expected to get rewarded. I think setting up LINX is a prime example of that. There's a few of us who are all willing to support each other in whatever endeavours we want to do on the bike, whether that's Everesting challenges or the opportunity to make some really cool content around something. It's all about supporting each other and trying to sort of build some sort of community around it.